It is your boy T with another Have You Seen That with T movie review, and today I'm reviewing Heart of Stone. I'm gonna preface this movie review with the fact that I love Gal Gadot. I think she is perhaps one of the most beautiful women on the planet. That's the end of that. That's where the movie is, right? It has Gal Gadot, who's a pretty good actress in her own right. And that's it. That was the selling point of the movie. This is Gal Gadot's big spy thriller, on Netflix. And Netflix is really hit or miss when it comes to these big budget action movies. You have hits like The Old Guard, Extraction 2, even Bright was a pretty big action hit for Netflix. And then you have some misses, right? And this, to me, is a miss. Red Notice was another miss. Gal Gadot was in that as well. That was supposed to be her big coming out party with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds. Of course, it did numbers, but it wasn't that great of a movie. So in Heart of Stone, right, you have Rachel Stone, played by Gal Gadot, who plays like a double agent, I guess. And I'm not really spoiling much. Once you start the movie, you've already figured the movie out. Like, I want to say maybe 2 minutes into this movie, I figured the movie out. And there will be spoilers here and there. So if you haven't seen the movie, check the movie out and then come back and see if you agree with this review. But I'm about to jump in a little bit of spoiler territory when it comes to Heart of Stone. I'm not going to spoil the whole thing. But literally, when it comes to casting a movie, it all depends on who you cast, right? At the beginning, when I started watching this movie, I looked at the cast. I saw who was in the movie. I saw they had B.D. Wong in the movie. I saw Jamie Dornan from Dornan from the 50 Shades of Grey. And right when I saw some of those names in there, I knew who the bad guy was. I literally knew who the bad guy was, unless at the very end of the credits they would have thrown up the and such, right? I would have been like, okay, that's the main bad guy. But you got Rachel Stone, played by Gal Gadot, and of course, this is supposed to start a franchise. Everybody wants to start these big franchises, and I don't think this is it. I think it was big on ideas, but really poor in execution. So the idea of this movie is the heart. There's something called the heart. I guess that's where you get the heart of Rachel Stone. That's her last name. Oh man, throw in the name and the plot device and the title of the movie, and you got yourself a hit, right? No, you don't. So Gal Gadot plays Agent Stone, who's actually an MI6 agent who actually works for another clandestine spy agency who's like trying to, I guess, secure the heart. I honestly have no idea where the movie started. They were on a mission to find some guy who was like an arms dealer. Everybody's on missions in these movies to find these arm dealer. I never know. We never really say who this guy is, like other than a quick rundown of, hey, this is this person from this place. Why do I care? We really don't, right? So they go in there, things turn sideways. The guy's getting away, but he has a team down at the bottom of a hill. That's where we get introduced into the clandestine unit, known as, I can't even remember the name of it. I just remember they have something called the Heart, which is this predictive AI system that predicts, whatever move you make, it predicts whether it's going to be successful or not. Kind of reminds me of Minority Report, but at the same time, a little bit low. At a lesser scale, so it predicts a lot of calamities around the world before it even happens. So Gal Gadot goes into like rogue mode. She fakes an injury because she's supposed to be a lowly tech, the guy behind the chair for MI6. She feigns an injury so she can stay back, and she goes into kick-ass mode. She does this like super, super duper like stuff where she jumps off the side of a mountain with a parachute that she slides into. I'm not even making this up. And then she goes down and takes down this very tactical team of bad guys using the heart. She has a man in a chair. It's the dude from Army of the Dead, or Robbery of the Dead. I can't remember the name of that Zack Snyder movie, I'm terrible with names right now. Anyways, um, so Mateus something or other is her guy in the chair, and he's always good. He's always great in these movies. He's a wisecracking guy, uh, has a cool accent, and he works really well as a guy in the chair. He works really well as the smart guy on your team, who's always quick with a quick witted snip here and there. He's the guy who keeps her in line, I guess you can say, as she's out there saving the day. So they get done with that mission. They go for a nice cup of tea, and then her handler pulls her in and is like, "Hey, you're not supposed to have any friends. This is all business. You're a double agent supposed to be doing good, right?" So I don't quite understand why you have to put a good guy as a double agent with a good agency. But that's neither here nor there. Then calamity ensues. They're all at one of the people's houses. They're having a party after they finish with another case, and they're just enjoying life, I guess, waiting on their next case. And then the bad guys break into the building. Gal Gadot has to drop her cover and save the day. And the rest of the movie is a bunch of set pieces that don't quite reach John Wick level. They don't quite reach Mission Impossible level. Of course, there's double crosses. There's people who double cross their team in order to be on the winning team. And it just doesn't work. Like everyone in this movie is extremely attractive. This is a bunch of really good looking spies, and it just doesn't work for me. Like it really didn't. It tried to be too many different movies. It tried to emulate a lot of Mission Impossible. It tried to emulate a lot of John Wick, a lot of world building, that instead of being subtle about the world building, they just tell you everything up front, which is so annoying when it comes to these movies. Stop insulting my intelligence by telling me every single thing you're going to do, or trying to tell me the secret before we actually even see the secret. It just didn't work. Bat was in the movie. She was fantastic. I thought she was pretty solid as like the evil person in the chair. She was the tech hacker on the other side, and she was pretty solid. But at the same time, everything hinged around Gal Gadot, and she just didn't pull me in. Like nothing about her character screamed character. It just seemed like a carbon cutout of like 15 different characters that we've already seen in the body of Gal Gadot. That usually is a win, but just not in this movie. It just didn't work. No part of this movie had me intrigued. No part of this movie had me guessing. It was all just like, when are we going to get to the end? By the time you got to the end, they of course set it up for the next one, and I don't want to see the next one. I mean, granted, I'll probably watch Gal Gadot drink a cup of water, but I don't want to see her in Heart of Stone Part 2. Like, it's unnecessary. This was luckily it was out on Netflix. I'd have been really upset if I paid my money. So at least you get to watch this at home. And this might be one of those so bad it's kind of good kind of movies, because it is, to me, really bad. Not a really good movie at all. Other than that, next week we got Gran Turismo. I'm really excited about that. And then bring on the Equalizer, man. When is the Equalizer coming? Because I'm ready for the Equalizer. I need the Equalizer in my life. Equalizer 3. That's the next movie I'm looking forward to. Other than that, I'll catch you next time. It is your boy T with another Have You Seen That with T movie review. Definitely like and subscribe to the video. I really appreciate it. We're almost at 50, guys. I'm just trying to get 50 followers or 50 viewers or 50 likers, 50 subscribers, whatever you want to call it, man. I'm just trying to get to 50. Then we'll work our way up to 100. Other than that, I'll catch you next time.